Alrighty, I think we should be live now. Just guys, let me know if we have audio. We should, but just want to double check. Alright, perfect. So, we are currently en route to a storm that has a reported wall cloud on it and a good low-level rotation mezzo. Let me see, I gotta get my switchers set up here, make sure it works. There we go. So, we're the blue dot here, and you can see New Ulm, there's an area with strong low-level rotation.
In 2 miles, take the Riverfront Drive exit.
Yeah, thank you, Google Maps, but not, because we're not going there anymore. Changing plans. Is the new target location at the moment. Just a second. So we'll probably only about 15 minutes or so from a target storm, and we'll be able to have a good view of it. But I know we kind of jumped right into things here because things are happening. But we are in Minnesota today for an enhanced risk for severe weather, where mainly large hail is what triggered the enhanced risk. But, oh yep, there's a view of a wall cloud. I'm gonna see. Yep, we have visual. Give me just a second here. Gotta switch back to camera here. Not that one. This one, then we'll do. It's gonna be hard to see, but it's right along the edge of those trees there, right over the tops of them. But we will be on this storm very shortly. Have tornado watches in effect for this area of Minnesota. Have dual enhanced risks. There's another one down in Nebraska. But this one was closer to me, and I had a vehicle repair appointment this morning. So here we are. I honestly didn't know if we would make it in time for this chase, because well, the vehicle appointment and other vehicle issues that I've been trying to get taken care of, but we are good to go for today's chase. And then we'll be hopefully in Kansas tomorrow, and who knows where after that. Tight for just a couple minutes, and then we'll be right on this storm, which is exactly what we want. Got a apparent hook forming on reflectivity, so
25 miles per hour.
Oh, and we are
right after I tweeted that it was a severe warning.
we are now tornado warned for our storm.
Yeah. It's almost like I knew that or something. About time.
Yeah, we just went tornado warned. So, this is where things could get interesting.
I'll try to do that again. Maybe it'll produce.
Not yet. I'm not in position.
Well, tough cookies. Get there.
I'm working on it.
I'm sitting in a parking lot. I've been sitting here for 3 hours.
Nice. So we are now tornado warned, and oh good. Thought it was another vehicle issue, but we are all taken care of. Oh, absolutely. I am so glad to be back on the road. The wall cloud will, well, there it is, like right in front of us, so. So there's a wall cloud directly in front of us, and we'll only be getting closer to it, so here we go. Also live in the Radar Omega app for actually the first time that everything's actually functioned, and I've been out chasing, so, well, not everything's functioning, but we had everything on the back end set up. So I'm live in the Radar Omega app as well, and I have Project Weather Eye Rapid Deployment Device number 3 in the back seat, ready to deploy if and when necessary today. So latest scan of reflectivity velocity definitely has a couplet trying to form, so I'm going to try to get an exact location relative to where we are. I'm assuming it's it's got to be the right side of that wall cloud where it's hanging down lower. So welcome everyone for joining today. Hopefully we can see some cool stuff. Already this is more entertaining weather stuff than I've seen in probably a month. A quick loop on radar. Okay, we should be good to stay on Highway 14 here. If needed, when we get to Nicolay, we can drop south. Looks like it's trying to intensify a little bit more, but it's taking its time. I think it needs to organize a little bit more before we get a more pronounced lowering underneath the wall cloud. absolutely. Definitely feels good to be back on the road, that's for sure. That is quite the view of the storm, holy cow. I don't have that good of a visual compared to the roof cam because I have part of the vehicle in the way, so I can't see, but that is quite stunning. We do have a little potential funnel. I'm not going to call it a funnel, but there's definitely an area of lowering, and I can see it wrapping up like right there. I just circled it for you. It's kind of coming and going, but we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that as we get closer. Just a minute here.
Channel mode. Station is temporarily off the air.
Of course the station's temporarily off the air.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Information. National Weather Radio Station is temporarily off. 6, 7.
Is there anyone on the back end that can check to see if there are any NWS radio towers offline? Because I just got the offline message for 2 separate channels, and if they're all doing like an update or something like Wisconsin, none of the weather radios will work.
Yeah, there's definitely an outage in Minnesota today.
Absolutely fantastic. So there's
What else did you expect?
So there's a weather radio outage for portions of Minnesota, so that means that some people's weather radios may not go off depending on which tower they receive the signal from. I see this little area right here. That's where it's definitely trying to wrap up. I can see rain curtains underneath it, and they're definitely moving in circles. I'm sure the camera is hard to pick it up, but it's just such a distance away. We may have to turn around because if we look just north of us here, there's a place right here called Swan Lake, and the only roads to get around it are back the one we just passed, and there's like one up by Cortland here, but that might be too far behind us, or too far behind of where we need to go. No, I don't want to turn there. I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit so you guys can see the full view. We're just gonna sit here and watch just for a minute. This is a fantastic spot. And I'm gonna step out and grab a couple of pictures. Oh wow, this is pretty incredible. This thing goes all the way over to the left there. But the main area that I can see this entire thing spinning, but the area that I'm watching the most is right in here. When I stepped out of the vehicle, I could definitely see rising motion. We're gonna start moving so that we can get turned around and start going the other way so that we can get on that north road that we need to get to. Try to keep you guys focused on that now that we've turned for a second. This might actually be trying to hand off its rotation from that area based on radar and what I'm seeing here. There's this other area, like right there, center of the screen, that it's starting to rotate a lot harder. Give me just a second. I'll gotta finish making this turn.
Head south on US 14.
Of course, there's a ton of traffic. I'm gonna spin you guys back around this way. Oh, I see a funnel cloud. Stand by, stand by. Come on, turn, turn, turn. It's a little twisty rope funnel. It's right in here. We've got a funnel cloud.
Copy.
Don't know.
The stream looks really good.
Don't know if you guys can. Oh, it might be trying to go all the way to the ground, guys. Back end, be prepared for potential RDD deployment up ahead.
Turn at 481st Avenue.
Sounds good. I'm on it.
We have definitely got a funnel cloud. Very substantial.
Make a U-turn.
Okay, Google Maps, you need to be quiet right now.
Make a
No, that's not where I want to turn. It's trying to go all the way to the ground. I can't tell from here if it's on the ground or not.
Make a U-turn at 471st Avenue. Make a U-turn at 471st Avenue.
Okay, Google Maps, stop. I just need you here so that I can see the map. I don't need you talking where I need to go.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I wasn't talking to you. Looks like the funnel is kind of trying to dissipate, but not totally. The camera's just not picking up as well. But it definitely has the potential to do it again.
Take the County Highway 23 exit. In 1,000 feet at the traffic circle, take the third exit onto Minnesota 111.
Okay, for now, the funnel appears to have gone back up and is no longer obviously visible.
Circle onto Minnesota 111. In 300 feet at the traffic circle, take the second exit onto the US 14 West ramp.
But now I'm watching that bigger lowering there. That could try to produce
Exit the
a
traffic
larger
circle onto
funnel.
the ramp.
Okay, I just reached into the back seat and RDD3 is now turned on.
Copy that. Do you want me to go ahead and just place it?
Not quite yet. Give me just a minute. I'm trying to find a clearing.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto
Copy.
North 3rd Street.
Tornado sirens are sounding in town, which is good.
Turn left onto North 3rd Street.
Looks like we got a good connection with number 3.
Copy that. Now I just need a good place to put the camera. I mean, there's definitely a lowering there, but it's not spinning as hard as it was. So I'm trying to make a decision of whether I should actually deploy it here or hold it for just a little bit and go further east with it. zoom out for you guys because we're so close. Also looking at road options. Okay, we actually are going to stop and turn around here because that lake that I mentioned means that from here there are no east escape options if this thing does plant and start to come towards us. So we're going to come back up here. I saw a couple of areas where we could potentially deploy the camera. But it's... Let me look at radar quick. Yeah, it seems like it's struggling a little bit for the moment. As of right now, I'm thinking about holding off on deployment because it doesn't look imminent. Any thoughts?
Totally agree. Yeah, same, agreed.
Copy that. Heading back south. Even though it did not look imminent for deploying a camera, it still has enough rotation in it that I didn't want to continue going north on that road with no east options. No, the road network here is pretty dang limited, unfortunately. So what we're going to do is we are going to go east on 99 is what we'll do. Which is this street here. And we're going to start repositioning. East from this road, and then this road has multiple south options if needed, or rather when needed, not if. Okay, it's starting to look a lot more promising. Give me just a second here. Got a lot of stuff going on all at once here. Let's see, maybe here? No. Definitely got a lot of rising motion in this again. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to a possible south road and then consider deployment. Up by Highway 17 here may be an option. There's a lot of trees up ahead, dang it. That's really unfortunate. Hopefully the trees thin out, otherwise we have zero view on that. that point.
They extended the warning, the tornado warning, to the southeast. It's moving southeast at 30 according to the warning. Still radar indicated.
Copy. I think we have a funnel again.
Copy that.
I was actually going to ask if that's what that was. Like, it's coming through so clear on your stream, you can make it out.
Oh yeah, definitive funnel cloud. Definitive funnel cloud. Of course, here would be a perfect place to deploy, but there's no post or anything to deploy on. Yeah. So that is one south option. Okay, it's gravel road, so that would be good to take if needed. Dirt roads are no good right now, because it's just going to start raining. Okay, right up here is our next south option, so we're going to take it. Just a second, I gotta make sure we do not miss this turn. Okay, here's our road. And it's a county road, so I think it should be paved. Yes, it is paved. And we have telephone poles power poles all along the side of it for camera deployment. Well, this is a good road. So because the storm is moving southeast, we just went east and now we're dropping south, so we'll be in a good position for this. Let me see. Trying to get a radar path, kind of. Okay, so we'll definitely have to get
Down here, I'm going to try to get on the south side of this. It's just going to be a waiting game.
Definitely does not look imminent anymore. So we are just going to continue to drop south into the course where the storm's rotation should cross. Roughly speaking, it's always kind of a guessing game. But thanks to everyone who's watching. So far, stream has started off with a bang, so. Make sure everything is still in frame. Perfect. If I can find a field driveway.
Your storm is a pretty good zone already. It's surprising.
We can find a good field driveway on the left.
You're talking about mine?
We might take it
Yeah, it's already developing in Mezzo.
and deploy a camera.
Looks like it visually. You got a nice updraft tower here. It's all carved out and everything.
Nebraska never disappoints.
Until it does.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Still looks like it's struggling a little bit on radar. I can't pull off at this exact moment because there's a lot of people that have now pulled out behind me. Let's see what we got here. I hate to keep waiting to deploy a camera on this, but at the same time, don't want it to be completely misplaced. And you got someone standing in the middle of the road. Please tell me they're not blocking the road to the left. That's where I want to go. Oh, I think we have another funnel cloud. Stand by. Really, he's blocking the road and I can't. But we do have a funnel cloud again. I just need to find a good place to pull off and stop. Is this a little driveway thing? It's close enough. We can get off of the road. Oh, don't tell me the antenna is right in the way. Please don't tell me the antenna is right in the way. Oh, here's a little path. Perfect. We'll take this. Oh yeah, we've got another funnel cloud. Got another substantial funnel cloud. It's hard to see on the camera, but it's this area right here. I'm gonna go out and get some pictures with my phone. It is on the ground. It's on the ground. Repeat, it's on the ground. We have a tornado on the ground.
Let us know if you need anything. I can handle turning box on from where I'm at, and then someone else can place it if we have to do it in a hurry.
Okay, I'm gonna get out and deploy the camera like right now. Got a tornado on the ground, guys.
Yeah, it looks good.
Copy that. Alright, RDD number 3
job.
has now been deployed. I need to get more pictures.
Yeah, Vince, I do believe that's an actual tornado. Has a meso on radar and everything. Or something.
Okay guys, I'm going to try something that I have not done on a live stream before.
Copy that. Anybody able to give me a phone number? Yeah, 1 second.
Never mind, it's not going to work right now. Looks like it has breathed, at least for the moment, it has lifted.
A tornado.
For the moment, it has lifted.
Okay, the phone number is 308-532-4936. That's 308-532-4936. Calling, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna go adjust the direction the camera's looking, then get going again. Camera direction has been adjusted, and we're gonna keep going.
Well, that's convenient. Bunch of leaves and shit right over the road on the top of this hill here. Somerset Road in 23.
So right back there is the area of rotation again. I'll zoom in for you guys. There we go. So now we're going to try playing a little bit of catch up on this because got just a little bit behind it, but it's still going well slow enough that we'll be able to catch up to it no problem. It's just a matter of doing it.
We do have a tornado under this, guys. FYI, it's right behind that tree. We're going to hold our position.
Okay, that is not this storm. Vince is on a completely different storm in a completely different state, but he's in Nebraska. We are currently in Minnesota. One heck of a storm, that's for sure.
Alright, and do we have a significant debris aloft in the air right now? We got big sheet metal chunks. Copy, debris.
I got something in my eye, and I can't stop to check it right now. Well, how was that, guys? That was quite entertaining. Definitely was not expecting to see that tornado just like that. I expected it needed more time. So right now we're going to continue
Out of the
on.
car. It's pretty significant.
We're going to continue on Highway 14 to the east.
Copy.
This is a really weird storm. The rotation is kind of wrapped up further behind the precipitation.
Close range intercepts. It's going to be very close range here. Close range intercept right now crossing the road.
we're gonna continue on Highway 14 with this storm.
Yeah, we have people that might be about to be in grave danger. We're gonna hold here.
Is this an exit here? Looks like it is, so we're gonna take it. I've definitely got some irritant in my eye right now, and it's quite uncomfortable. Hopefully we can get on this storm very soon again.
This ain't good. Just keep on that. If we did, it would you to talk. I'm staying on.
Just a second till I can get the camera reorientated. Actually, I think that's pretty good right there. Green light would be absolutely fantastic right now. We are literally waiting for no one. What do you mean this road is closed 1.5 miles ahead? You've got to be kidding me. Well, I guess we're gonna go as far as this road can take us, I guess. Or I guess we'll just pull off to the side here, because we'll have a pretty good view. just beyond this. There we go. A little further so that sign's out of the way. Right there. That might try tornado again. Got good upward motion in it.
We got any structures that this might hit according to the maps? Doesn't look like it.
So we're just gonna sit here for a minute and watch it. This is a really weird storm, let me tell you. Because rotation is not where you think it would be, given the typical storm dynamics, I guess. Okay, we will have to start getting south on this, because right now, where that's currently predicted to cross the road is going to be south of where we are, and we want to stay south of it. We don't want to be up in the northern part with precipitation, because then also if it occludes back to the north, circulation would head right for us. Trying to roll my window down because it's so humid outside that it's just condensing on the window and I can't see. So that's what that wind is. you guys back around. Definitely not as organized as it was. There's also a merger coming into it if you look at it on radar, and position of it may kill out the rotation. It looks like it's going to bump right into the area of rotation. It will potentially be a deconstructive merger. I got a lot of various things that I'm trying to work on at the moment, such as making sure our positioning is good.
This is strengthened significantly now. South on a mud road right now. Has it been raining on this road, game road here, or whatever? Has it been raining on this road for a while?
For where it is, like on the last, I don't think it's too bad,
Our storm may be done. I'm not positive on that, so don't hold me to it, but it no longer has a severe warning or a tornado warning on it. And it's definitely not as promising looking as it has been. Yeah, there's really not even any lowering on this storm anymore. We'll stick with this storm for just a little longer because I obviously don't want to abandon it way too soon, but at the same time, there's no other storms to target, and this one, based on the models and where things are in the environment, it's predicted to not persist for a very long time, and I don't want to follow this way far east and put us further out of position or further away from where we have to be tomorrow in Kansas. Sounds like Vince has an impressive tornado down in Nebraska.
Do I have a north road between here and 83?
Zoom out a little bit.
Do I have anything to throw a camera
Look at
into
that
this? I
structure.
literally will throw it into the tornado.
Your next north road is going to be that Wagon Trail Road.
Copy. Let me know if it looks like it's going to start moving due south and kill me here. I think I'm all right. I do have a way out. I'm just worried about everybody coming up behind me.
Copy, will do. Yeah, I am a little worried that this thing is starting to move south.
It definitely is. If I'm out of the car, I can't grab a radio and yell. You might have to use the alert sound if you can't get me, but otherwise I got a visual on it if I get hit by it. I'm an idiot at this point.
Copy.
At this point, we're going to stick with this portion of the storm just west of Mankato. There's kind of two different storms that are merging right now. So we're going to stick with this portion of it because the other portion of it is just shrouded in rain and we can't see anything. Give me just a second. I forgot to turn the camera for you guys. Look at that. There's that little area of lowering there. It's not too concerning right at the moment, but we'll just sit here and watch the storm for a little while. Makes no sense moving when we don't have to, and it's gonna well, let me just verify with a radar loop to make sure. Yeah, we should be good for right here. Okay, it did just go severe warning toward possible. That's this entire complex of storms, not necessarily the portion that we're on. I'm gonna step out of the vehicle for a minute.
going. Alright, coming through on 2, it looks perfect.
Man, there could... Man. There could be a little area of rotation starting to
Is number 2 transmitting? I gotta get it east.
form off to our
Yes, 2 is up and running.
northwest, which is where we're looking.
Alright, we're gonna be deploying. Yep, right here. Guys, this is gonna hit. If this hits the cows, please just cut the live stream. I can't transmit that.
So once again, what you're hearing over the radio is Vince, and he is on a different storm in a different state. He is in Nebraska. So right now there's no tornado on the ground here on our storm.
Deploy.
He is deploying one of our weather eye cameras out there. Right now I am just southeast of Mankato by about 4 miles, and I'm looking off to the northwest. This area of rotation that I'm intrigued by is just west of Mankato, probably just southwest now by about 2 miles. Not seeing anything that's screaming tornado imminent. So that little lowering there is starting to get a little bit more intriguing. Seems to be organizing a little bit. That little area right there. I don't think it's going to tornado, but it's worth watching. It's an extremely pretty storm. Got. I'll give you guys a quick panoramic of it. There's a lot of flies here that keep flying in front of the camera. I'm just trying to get a good visual on this to make sure we're not in a bad spot. Because based on what I've been seeing all day, is the radar is slightly displaced from where it's actually happening. Having to rely on what I'm seeing visually. And I think that's all I need to see to say we need to get not in this exact position. Hope this is a paved road. I think it is. Yes, it is, so we are definitely taking this.
Tonight for me.
Wasn't anything important, just a stream update. Looks good.
Radar trains velocity, so does it look great back slowly?
Yeah, its storm motion is almost like to the southwest.
We might be getting a bit of a couplet on our storm. This is not ideal because this road is taking us down into an area with a lot of trees. But at this point, it's our only road option. We will turn a little bit east in just a moment. Probably like 2 miles or so. And then from there we should have a pretty decent view again. Right up here. Okay, so this road continues off to the left, which is what we want. another little road over here that'll continue that eastward direction that we want. And here it is. Okay, this road is...
Okay. Contrary to what I just said, the tornado is moving directly toward us. It's about to crest the hill. Our escape route, I'm going to have to just back up out of here, I guess.
Copy that.
So here's our area of interest, that lowered area right there.
Yeah, I'm okay with that for now.
Yeah, most of that's going to be off to your northeast. I don't think you're in the path of it right now.
I can't get the map. Is this that road that gets all squiggly to the east? Like, it might not be a good idea.
Yeah, once you are east of Wagon Trail, it gets very squiggly.
Received. I'll bail west then. Okay. As we are about to take a direct hit by this tornado on the coast. It is literally coming right here, folks.
Hell yeah.
I have it split screen and bit rate's max. If you want me to full screen, let me know.
If the bit rate about 3, 4, or 5,000, or it might get stuttery, I'll let you know. If I go offline for a while, you can full screen it, but I think I'm about to get nuts footage. I'm preparing to take the car about a quarter mile west to intercept this nearly on foot here.
Copy that.
Right up here is where we'll have,
Is there audio on number 2?
looks like a paved road again, hopefully.
I don't have audio. Okay. So I was about to restart it. Thank you.
Oh, this road.
Channel 1.
So right now we're continuing south.
One appears while monitoring SCS on an ADR on me. That is a false emergency. Do not roll on false emergency.
Copy that.
It's really hard to tell what's going on radar because it's displaced from where it's actually happening. I like this positioning. Got a nice little field driveway here. Man. So not, right now I'm looking due north. No, I don't like this positioning. It's still, you guys can't see it on the camera, but I'm looking almost above me and I see spinning clouds. So we're going to continue south a little more before finding a place to stop.
Ground zero takes place here. Are we satisfied with the camera positioning of number 2?
Yeah, it looks perfect.
Copy. I estimate this to be about a quarter of a mile. It's retrograding west just slightly, but it's still coming right here.
So we're going to turn just a little bit. There we go.
Anything to my northwest?
Going to do something like that for now.
Yeah, it's possible there's some agricultural equipment in there. It might be like a grain silo or something. It's really hard to tell what it is, but there's looks like there could be some ag-related buildings.
Should be to the left or the west, southwest of that grain silo. I see it. It just took something else really big. In fact, I literally hear it crunching shit up now, so we'll go back in there and check at some point.
Copy. Yeah, about halfway down that road to your northwest, which is Bell Prairie Road, about halfway down where that structure is going to be coming from.
I'm just going to pull off here and just sit for a moment because now we're far enough south that I am comfortable for the moment. Now, let me just get the camera spun around.
Let me know if I need to move the car and camera. I'm nowhere near the car, but I can move it. And then sorry to bombard you guys. Does radar show this thing?
We've definitely got a bit of a lowering, but it doesn't seem to have a lot of rotation visible in it. I see on velocity, there's almost a little bit of a couplet. But we will just have to wait and see what happens.
What do you guys think? Leave it here or reposition it west? I don't know if it's sped up or not.
So for right now, we're just gonna kind of sit here and keep eyes on it. Eventually we'll move just a little further up ahead to get those trees out of the way so we can get a full view of it. But for right now, we have a good view. If you guys can see, there's those little almost scud fingers that are hanging down from the wall cloud. Those are not funnels. They are not rotating. They're just kind of hanging there. I really don't think that this is gonna tornado. I really don't think it is. And I am heavily considering letting this storm just kind of go. But wait a minute, let me check something. We are going to go north here just a little bit and look off to the right side of what's behind those trees. Just humor me for a second. Yeah, we're just gonna sit here for now, and I will go. Oh, we are zoomed out. Perfect. I'll just pan this way so you guys can get a full view. And then I'm probably gonna let this storm go and then call it a day, because I don't anticipate this being sustained for a very long time. It very well could be, but at the same time I just can't keep following it east when I have to go back and get that camera and get south to Kansas for tomorrow, because it's already a substantial drive from here. And it's going to start getting dark soon, so we won't be able to see as much anyway. Just keep an eye on the sky to make sure there's no funny business going on. Yeah. It has decent rotation on radar, but I'm not seeing any centralized area of rotation, right? But we'll sit here for a minute and keep an eye on it. If it were to try to organize into a specific area, it would be that little lowering area right here. There's very slight upward motion in there. Let me zoom in. Don't know if you guys will be able to see it. It's very minor. Yeah, this is looking pretty disorganized. So, with that, I'm gonna look at a couple things while you guys continue to watch. While you guys continue to watch this, and then I will get ready to probably shut her down. Pretty incredible day that we had today. Overperformed from what I was anticipating for sure. Go back to zoomed out view so you guys can get a full view to enjoy the storm. But it's been an absolutely incredible day. I have got a couple of really good pictures of that tornado that we saw that I will be hopefully posting later. We'll have to wait and see if I have time to get those posted or not. Well, we are gonna stay live. We just went tornado warned. Well, so much for that. We are going to continue for at least the next couple minutes. Mapleton? Oh, is that... Okay, Mapleton itself, that's due south of me where I am on this road. Mapleton, the city limits of it are not in the tornado warning, but it's likely in the same county. But I'm not sure why the sirens are going off right there, but we'll definitely go investigate and see what we can see on this. It's not... I mean, it is looking a little bit more impressive, actually, on velocity. I think what it's trying to do is create... I don't know which one of these is the actual wall cloud lowering, because we've got this area here that looks a lot more organized, and then there's this other one here. I'm thinking it's probably this right one, because it has a very well-defined shape to that lowering, if that's a good way to say it. But like I said, it's really hard to tell because they're both, well, lowerings. Okay, never mind. I do believe that I was mistaken, and it would be the left one. that left area. Now I just need to make sure we have good road options. Let me just check maps quick while we have a good view and sitting here. Let me check to see what good road options we have to be able to continue to follow this without being in a bad spot. That's rather unfortunate. There's a wildlife management area off to our east, which definitely limits our road options. I think what we'll have to do is drop south to that County Road 16 and take that east. Looks like it turns into County Road 10. But it's definitely a little bit of a lowering. It's nothing super tornado imminent from what I'm seeing. But we'll go give her a look. So once again, we are tornado warned. We are. Oh, wow. Yeah, we need to get going. This thing is wrapping up very quickly. Very quickly. Give me just a second, guys, while I get us repositioned. I am honestly shocked by how quickly this thing reorganized. It's got a well-pronounced hook on reflectivity, and velocity is strengthening quite a bit. We're gonna continue to follow this for now. Looks like it's starting to become disorganized again. It's not as well pronounced of a lowering. It's still there, but it's much more ragged. Good news is that this road bumps to the south
No, I did my best, but it's definitely not going to be very accurate.
and then continues east. It's a lot of birds.
Just set up here, thanks.
That was a lot of
You
birds.
guys can kill it.
So that's the lowering. It's nothing extremely impressive, I guess. Guess kind of wait for a new velocity scan to see what radar is picking up, but keep the camera pointing the correct direction now that we're going back due east. Seems like this thing is it's cycling a lot. Like it looks really good and then not so much. And right now is one of the times where it's starting to look a lot better. If you can see that white cloud in front of it, that's wrapping around to the right very rapidly.
Yeah, going east is going to be a no-go. It's super. So I'm going to come back west and get up on that 23.
Luckily, it does not look like there's much precipitation at all.
We know what's we know where he's at.
We're just gonna sit here for a minute because that rotation is gonna cross the road in front of us at some point. So we're just gonna sit here, and then as it gets closer and we have a better idea of where it's gonna cross, we'll continue eastward on it. Because if this thing produces as it crosses the road, we'll be able to get right up on it.
I was just checking.
We just checked it.
But yeah, it's definitely looking a lot more impressive than it was even 5-10 minutes ago. I'm gonna grab a couple pictures of this. Hopefully I don't let a bunch of flies in the vehicle. And just like that, it starts to look less organized. I feel like it's going to try to do this for quite a while yet.
Is the stream audio doing okay? There's so much water in the phone that it's not letting me connect the mic.
Yeah, so far it sounds great.
I think it's gonna keep trying to do this for a while, but I don't know if it's actually going to produce again. Let me. I don't know if it's gonna do it. I mean, I really hate to call off the chase, because this is quite incredible structure too. It's hard to see right at this exact moment of how close we are. Oh me. See, there's really like no well-defined specific lowering. So we'll sit here for a couple minutes, and then I'm probably gonna call an end to the stream. I know I said that a couple minutes ago, and then this went tornado warned, and we were obligated to come, check out the tornado warning because we were less than 5 miles from it. I can show you guys the radar loop of what it's looked like. We'll go back 7 frames, then let this, it'll take a couple seconds to load because I don't have great internet for the computer. I have it through my streaming box, but so right about here is where it went tornado warned, and then it got this nice hook to it, and then the hook is kind of being pulled back into the rest of the storm, and there is a little bit of rotation left, but not like there was previously. It would let's actually go back to this view. Holy cow, where is the sheriff going off to in such a hurry? Well, thank you, Bandana. Glad that you appreciate them. Okay, the cop just went up there and turned on his lights. But he's trying to, I don't know if he's blocking the road or what. Or if he's just, whoa, that was bright lightning, holy cow. Or if he's just pulling over to get a good look at the storm and he's turning his lights on so no one hits him. Oh. Nice. Yeah, that was a good one.
I was coming off Highway 14 from Wazeeka, and I doing a music ministry,
Mm-hmm.
and I look up and I chased them for 20 years, you know.
Yep.
And I look up and there's a tornado, but then where's the sirens? So then I call 911. Well, we weren't sure if we should turn them on. I said I can see the debris coming up on the side of the tornado.
Yeah, it was a beautiful one for
Yeah.
sure. Like, it wasn't fully condensed all the way down. It was there, but then you could see the wind swirling underneath it.
Did you get yours?
Yeah, I got a cool picture of it. And I got it.
What's your YouTube?
Aiden, Aidan.
Hang on just a second. AIDON.
An. O.
Hang on, my fingers are slow. Aiden. What's last?
O, just the letter O, and then WX.
Oh, nice. I was just talking to Brandon Gothic the other night.
Oh, nice.
They said that they had volleyball-sized hail down in Texas a couple weeks ago.
That's the first I've heard of it.
I thought the hail off of this cell was going to take out my son.
Yeah.
But I heard one of the storm chasers, he was on Ryan Hall.
Hmm.
Damn it, this is a fifth windshield.
Yeah.
It's an expensive thing. You go all over too, right?
Yeah. For the most part, yeah.
Thanks for what you do.
You are very
I
welcome.
got out of it, but as I was telling them at the fleet farm, I'm like, now they're coming looking for me.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Parkersburg, Iowa, and that got leveled by an F5 back in 2008.
Yeah.
Anyway, stay safe, brother.
Thank you. You too. Let's see what we've got here. Still. Okay, that's slightly interesting. I don't want to call it a funnel cloud because I'm not positive on it, but there is an interesting area. See if I can point it out. Oh, it's kind of gone back up already, but it's this little area like right there that I'm watching. It's like a white, almost looks like a white funnel. I think, okay, yeah, that's definitely a funnel cloud.
Can you just tell me what county?
Yep, we've got a funnel cloud again. Oh wow, that is very cool looking. It's kind of like how that first kind of one started out. Where it's just like a wispy funnel.
Sorry, the info group is Lincoln County, Nebraska.
I'm just gonna call that.
Let's see if we can. So it's that area right there. It's just a wispy little thing.
Yeah, you're on Gainesville Road, and then you're across the Jenkins Road.
I need to know the road I'm on.
And the funnel is dissipating again. But it was definitely trying there for a second, which I gotta give it credit for. Just sending that picture to National Weather Service quick. There we go. Photo has been sent. I was able to zoom in a lot more on my phone camera than what the stream was able to pick up. So if you guys want to see that picture, you can go check it out. But location looks like it's actually kind of dying again. It could just be building up. It's really hard to really hard to tell. So we are going to continue east and then drop south. See if we can get better visual on this. Because right now we've actually kind of fallen slightly behind the storm while we were sitting here, which is not a big deal because we were able to see everything we needed to see from right here. In fact, if we were too close to it, we might not have been able to see that wispy funnel. I'm just going to hold my words for the moment because last time I said that, a couple minutes later we saw a funnel cloud. So let's see. So this rotation is kind of back on the northwest area of the storm again, like it was earlier. It's like just northwest of Pemberton by like less than 2 miles probably. Make sure no one's in the oncoming lane. There we go. Here's all the chasers. I was kind of wondering where they all went because they were all on that storm earlier, or this storm earlier, and then kind of nothing. Just make sure no one flings open a car door right in front of me and start popping out. That was a very, very photogenic funnel cloud, let me tell you. Extremely photogenic, and the way that it was kind of over that farm in the distance in that picture is just awesome. Hello to everyone who's just joining in. This has been quite the storm, and I guess this was a good one to be on today, let me tell you. Produced, from what I saw, it produced at least one funnel cloud, and then a couple minutes later it produced a tornado that lasted probably 10 minutes or so. I didn't have a timer on me and I wasn't watching the clock, but it was down for a bit, and then it kind of recycled, and then we saw that funnel cloud not long ago, probably 5 minutes ago. Got the officer over here. Yeah, he's pulled over, probably letting dispatch know what he sees. Let's see here. Make sure I have decent road choice here in just a second. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go into Pemberton and then drop south is probably what I'm thinking. At the moment, there is no funnel cloud. It lasted for about 90 seconds, I would say, before it went back up, and I have not seen anything since. But the area of rotation is pretty much directly in front of us now. It's not strong rotation at this point. There we go. It's pretty disorganized actually. But last time it looked disorganized, it organized quite rapidly, so I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Trying to keep a good eye in the sky to make sure I don't miss something. At the moment, it almost looks to be two separate-ish areas of rotation. This road go all the way? Yeah, this goes all the way through. So let me just get my bearings quick.
Just out of curiosity, which way am I looking? Or is that it right there, that little spinning funnel right over?
It's going to be just a little bit off that way, and it's kind of going over into that direction there.
Okay.
It's kind of, might be able to see a bit of a lowering over there.
Okay, did you see the funnel cloud?
I did, yeah.
That was freaking cool.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Have a good one. Be safe, man.
You too. He scared the ever-living crap out of me. I was parked there, and all of a sudden I look over and there's someone standing outside my window. I was trying to look at the map, and then I look over and there's someone almost knocking on the window. That definitely woke me up a little bit. So we've got this little lowering over here yet that's associated with tornado warning. Make sure we give these people their space. Yeah, I was just sitting there looking at the maps trying to figure out which way I wanted to go. And then next thing I know, I look over and there's someone standing literally 2 feet from my door, almost knocking on my window. He's scared the crap out of me. So I don't know how much longer we'll be streaming this, because it's kind of gotten its act together and then kind of crapped out. It just keeps kind of cycling. I don't think it's going to do any tornadic action. Yeah, they did just drop the tornado warning for the storm. We'll give it we'll give it till 9 o'clock Central to see if it does anything, and if not, we'll start heading back to retrieve that RDD camera. Just a quick other note, well, since we're here, just gonna turn the camera the other way just for a second. Finish taking this curve. I've got a pretty nice sunset off on this side, so figured since there's nothing extremely entertaining looking on the other side, we were able to just point that direction for a minute. And now we'll go back to the potential kind of pathetic area of former rotation is a good way to put it, I guess. Welcome to everyone who's hopping over. Glad that you were able to join. If you missed it, we had a beautiful white funnel probably close to 10 minutes ago now. Posted that over on Twitter and tagged National Weather Service, Twin Cities, and they actually reposted it, so if you want to go see, you can. It was quite photogenic. And then a little bit earlier, we did get a tornado on stream, and before that, we had another funnel. So overall, it's been a quite productive day. Oh, this could be a really cool picture in a little bit with the sun from the sunset reflecting off of the clouds off to the west, or to the east, sorry. And if you look at radar, there is ever so slight area of rotation, kind of like by Waldorf. It doesn't look like much on reflectivity, but this storm has been doing that all day. Like rotation looks like it's in the wrong spot, like some sort of contamination. But then you look in person and, oh, there actually is some sort of weird lowering there, and it's been a really strange storm, and it doesn't help that radar has been slightly displaced all day, so it's hard to tell where exactly you're supposed to be looking. Yeah, that area off to the due left, if you look at radar here, that little lowered area does line up with that little ever so slight area of rotation. Like I said, it's not much, and I doubt it's going to do anything, but it's worth at least acknowledging. I will be posting some of the pictures over in Discord later, yes, but I just have not had a chance to. But I definitely will be doing that at some point, either tonight or over the upcoming days, because I'll be doing a lot of driving yet tonight. But we'll stick with this until about 9 o'clock Central, like I said, just for the pretty view of it, and then we'll start heading back to get that camera, so hopefully we can retrieve it before it gets dark. Is this a paved road? It is not, but we will take it. It's gravel, so it'll be fine. At this point, I would consider that a very, it's hard to say it, elevated wall cloud. It's kind of goes against what it says. Oxymoron, that's the word. Kind of an oxymoron, but it's a very elevated wall cloud with, basically it's just an area of lowered clouds that's not spinning. But it's still very pretty. Ooh, actually, hold on. This could be a really pretty photo. Give me just a second. I gotta get the positioning just right. Alright. I'm gonna get out and just take a cool panoramic photo, because this is pretty cool. Alright. Once again, I'll show that picture a little bit later, but I'll give you guys a sneak peek by spinning the roof cam in like the panoramic. So we've got that in front of us. We've got this little lake in the field from all the rain. And then back on the other side, we've got a sunset right behind some silos. So that was definitely worth stopping and getting a picture of. And just like that, the area in front of us has no lowering. So at this point, I think I've given this thing plenty of time if it was going to do something. But we are going to continue back up towards Mankato and retrieve that camera, and then after that I will be logging off the stream. So, but we'll keep it running while we go retrieve the camera, because why not? And because there's still some pretty views. There is ever so slightly of a rainbow, like right there. It's very, very faint, and it's hard to see with the pink sky already. Zoom out to give you guys there. That's a better view, and you can get the full experience. Absolutely stunning colors with the sunset off on one side and then the weakening storm on the other. it's not too muddy where I deployed that camera because, well, the only post that was there, I had to walk through about 2.5 foot tall grass over to that utility pole. So I'm really hoping it's not too muddy where I'll just sink. That would be very unfortunate. So it looks like this road should have a bridge so that it goes over this little creek. If not, depending on how it looks, we may be crossing a little creek. But I'm pretty sure it has a bridge. Now guys, give me just a second. I'm gonna tilt the camera up just a little bit so that it doesn't get the roof rail of the vehicle on it, so you guys can get, and it so it points up first so you can see more of the sky. There we go, that's much better. I'm much happier with that. Very true, Palumbo. Definitely not the first creek I will have crossed. Yep, there's the little creek down there, so it does indeed have a bridge. What Mr. Palumbo is referring to is, I think it was June last year. No, it was like mid-May. I was out chasing. This was before I was streaming or anything. And I don't have the full chase footage, but I was going about 40 miles per hour down a gravel road. The gravel road is probably like twice as wide as this one. It was a really wide gravel road. And I'm just driving down and I crest over this tiny little hill. Cross over this tiny little hill, and underneath, like just past it, there's this little flowing creek that's going right through the middle of the gravel road. And well, I hit the brakes enough to slow down, but I did hit that little creek at about 30 miles an hour and water flew up off the sides of the vehicle. I think I'll have to upload that footage as just like a YouTube clip or something so you guys know what I'm talking about. But I definitely had a little bit of water there. Yeah, this sky is absolutely incredible right now. And I can take this way. Even as it's weakening, this storm is still giving fantastic views. That's how you know it's a really good storm. So we are en route to picking up RDD number 3 and then starting a very long drive from here down to the risk area for tomorrow. But it won't be too bad as long as I get a couple of hours in tonight and then do the rest tomorrow. It should be very manageable. Which is part of the reason why I targeted this area by like Mankato. I was originally planning on targeting Rochester, but the models were showing everything going up a little further west, which is why I went further west. I was originally planning on targeting like north of Minneapolis, but that stuff, it's just so much further north, and then I didn't want to end up there at like 10:30 tonight and be hours further north and then have to drive even further south to the risk area for tomorrow. But I definitely think that this was a valid target. Do I want to keep turning that way, or do I want to turn it back that way? Yeah, we'll keep the camera like that for a minute. Unfortunately, the antenna is right there. But we are extremely lucky today that the tornado that we saw, while it was on the ground for, I would say, roughly 10 minutes, I was not paying attention to a clock at that point. I would say it was probably on the ground for about 10 minutes. It did not seem to have hit any structures or anything like that, which is extremely good because as I'm looking over at my radio and the antenna, a lot of the National Weather Service radio repeaters in the area were down today, so a lot of people's weather radios probably weren't going off. So we're very lucky that the tornadic activity was fairly limited, and the one that I know of, which is the one we saw, did not appear to have hit any structures. So that's a big win in my books. welcome to all the new subscribers that we got today, and anyone who liked the video, shared, whatever you did. And special thank you to, I saw one come through for a PayPal donation. That is very much appreciated. Not expected, but always appreciated. So thank you for that. Should hopefully, if all goes according to plan, be live again tomorrow for the enhanced risk down in Kansas. And then after that, day 3, there's a large slight risk that covers a good portion of the, I think it's Missouri, Iowa, not Iowa, a little bit of Iowa I think, but mainly Illinois and Missouri. I'll make sure, or rather I'll post updated graphics in the morning. So don't take what I just said as end all be all truth, because I'm just going off of memory. But there's a large slight risk for that area. Main risk tomorrow is potentially some tornadoes, like right as storms fire and mature, before they kind of congeal into a big linear wind producing MCS. So that's tomorrow. And then Wednesday has the potential, I haven't looked at model runs since this morning, but has the potential for more tornadic activity, but still too early to know any of that specifics. Now we're turning northwest, and probably, let me get a quick distance measurement here. We're probably about a half hour from retrieving that camera, which I'm glad we left when we did, because otherwise it would for sure be dark when we got there. So I have no idea what that RDD may or may not have captured today. I basically just strapped it to a pole and hoped for the best, and I wasn't able to see any of the footage as it was live. So hopefully it got something noteworthy, or if not, at least it got something pretty. Kind of lost track since we turned. There is still a little bit of pretty clouds back there. I'll let you guys decide in chat if you want to see the pink clouds off in the distance, or waiting, or if you want to watch the sunset. Does not matter to me, it's whatever you guys want. guess at this point we'll just kind of keep it front facing for now. Soon. Exactly. They're both beautiful, which is why I really did not care which of the camera views I was using, so guess we'll kind of stick at the front camera for now. It was really nice chasing in this big, wide open area of Minnesota as well. I forgot, I've only chased here once before last year. I think it was August. And I remember that it was nice and flat, but forgot just how flat it was. And it was nice having... Just a second. I'm gonna see if that person wants any help. Give me just a second. They were walking down, they had their four-ways on, and then they were walking down the side of the road with a gas can, so I'm guessing they're out of gas, and if they are, I got 2 gallons in the back so he doesn't have to walk somewhere to get gas. Give me just a second. I'm gonna let this other car pass. And then we'll go just see if I'm not in any sort of rush at the moment. Actually, he looks like he's all good now. He was walking back to a house, so. But didn't hurt to check, because heck, I got 2 gallons of gas in the back, and if he needed it, I would have been happy to give it. But all right. Back towards retrieving camera. It was just, I could barely see him walking down the side of the road. He had a black shirt on, and it was off on the right side, and it was just super dark, and I was like, so mainly wanted to make sure he didn't get hit. And if he was gonna have to walk any distance to try to get gas, I figured but anyway, back towards RDD. finally turned the air conditioning back on. I literally had to shut off the air conditioning because it was getting, not that it was getting too cold in here, but it was getting cold enough in here that whenever I opened the door to go like take a photo or look at something, all of the windows would just fog up because it was so humid outside. It would just condense. And I was trying to take some pictures on my phone, and I step outside and then the lens on the camera kept fogging up because water was just condensing, so I had to keep wiping off the lens right before I took a picture, which is kind of inconvenient, but so I figured I'd be okay if I was just a little warmer and actually be able to see. So indeed, it is a very pretty sunset. That was a really, really big bug. Right now we are about 10 miles south of Mankato, and then we'll go just a little bit west, pick up that camera, and then we'll be calling it a night. If anyone wants to see me walk through 2.5 foot tall wet grass to go retrieve a camera, stay tuned, I guess. And some of you who know some of the backstory will find this humorous. I ended up having to use the forbidden orange strap for the camera today. I was trying to put it around that telephone pole, and telephone pole was had just large enough of a circumference that the big zip tie would not fit around that and the camera. So I ended up having to use the forbidden orange strap. And of course I grabbed the one that I hadn't cut to a shorter length. So I was standing out there trying to pull 10 foot of strap through the little connector as I'm standing there in 2 foot tall grass. So yeah, that was interesting. Yes, the adjustments that will be made is that I will take the longer orange strap and put it way underneath one of the rear seats so that I don't accidentally grab that one instead. And I will just use the other orange strap if needed. I mean, I could definitely cut it to length and take some of the extra off of it, but I don't have a lighter with me to melt the little edges of the plastic so it doesn't fray. So and while I definitely could carry a lighter in the vehicle, which may not be a bad idea, I also know that I have a container of gasoline, a gas can in the back, so if I ever run out. So just have to make sure I would keep it a good safe distance away from that. But yes, I had to use the forbidden orange strap. I very well could have put 2 zip ties together, but it took me longer. It would have taken me longer to grab a second zip tie and put them, well, actually, funny story. So I would have had to grab 2 new zip ties, because I originally started putting it on like a small metal post, almost like a road sign post that had reflectors on it. So I was going to put the camera on that, but I had to go to a backup plan because I'm not incriminating myself, but I may or may not have put the zip tie together before putting it through the handle of the camera. May or may not have. Plausible deniability here, but I may or may not have needed to grab 2 new zip ties and put them together, and at that point it was still faster. Yeah, in the back I have 2 gallons of gas for the vehicle. I have a gallon of gas for my chainsaw, which is also in the back. I have my first aid backpack. I have a fire extinguisher in back. I got all sorts of various things, because you never know what you will need. Absolutely, you never know what you'll need when you're out on the road, or let's say you're chasing the middle of nowhere and there's no town around for 20 miles or more. That's happened before too. You're in the middle of nowhere. So I've got all sorts of stuff that for the average person, they're like, why do you need all that stuff? But then it's like, well, you never know what you'll need, and it's better to have it and not need it than the other way around. And we're probably about 15 minutes away from getting that camera, and then get ready to shut the stream down after that. And a lot of the stuff that I have acquired in my better to have it and not need it stash are things that I did need and did not have with me. And then I've slowly just gathered those items as I realize, hey, I could have used that, or hey, I need to keep that with me. So, live and learn for those items. That light could not have been timed any worse. Almost to whatever east-west highway this is. I think it's 14. Yep, 14. This is a different road than I was on earlier, is it? That is the same road I was on earlier. That's the road that I was going north towards that wall cloud on, and I turned and then it said road closed ahead by about, so we were able to go about a mile up the road, and then we just sat there and watched the storm come to us. At this point, we're only a couple minutes away from that last camera, so. Just a couple of hours ago, we were coming down this exact same road, and there was a pretty substantial wall cloud right where that beautiful sunset now is. Today was a really fun day. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Did not quite know what to expect today, and those are the best days when you don't know what to expect, and then you get surprised. Like, I knew there was the potential to see a tornado, but if you go into chases expecting to see a tornado, when you don't, you get disappointed. So if you never expect to see one, well, not never, because some days you do expect to see them, but if you go into a chase not expecting to see a tornado, and then you see one, you're quite surprised, pleasantly, so. When we get to the camera retrieval location, I will, for the sake of you guys for sticking around, I will definitely position the camera so you can see me struggle to go retrieve that camera. And I may even put a flashlight like on the roof and facing so that one, I can see, and then two, so that you can see as well.
X alert.
And lane ends, so he's moving over. So this is either going to be an extreme letdown because I won't struggle at all to retrieve the camera by some miracle, or this may be one of the most entertaining things you've seen all day. So it's a 50-50 shot. I just gotta make sure I don't miss the exit to get to the camera. Which I very well could. So, well, guess we'll see. I think our road is coming up. County Highway 17. Also known as 421st. Yeah, exactly, Taylor. So this is my turn here. What the heck? That sign is extremely misleading. It has the road for Highway 17. It says junction, and then it's really up ahead here. Minnesota, I gotta say, you guys gotta fix that sign. That is not helpful. At this point, we'll flip on the high beams to keep an eye out for all them deer. Hopefully there aren't many out here, but we are. Not far from here. I recognize the area. I think it's one of these. Yeah, it's like this pole up here on the right. Kind of by these yellow reflective signs, because those were what I was originally gonna put one of the cameras on. I think it's this one. Yep, this is the one. So as promised, okay, there's the camera on the pole. Here we go. I did almost roll my ankle, but other than that, that went fairly well, I think. I'll let you guys be the judge. Yeah, I guess it's a lot easier to take it down than it is to, put it up. Because when I'm putting it up, like, I had to try to hold the camera up in place, and I only have two hands, so I had one holding the camera up, and then the other was holding the strap, and I had the other end of it in my teeth, just pulling it to hold it tight, so I could get the rest of it through. But, yes. With that, I am going to wrap up the stream. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching today. Had absolute blast. And plan on seeing you guys tomorrow for the next stream down in Kansas. So thank you, everyone, and see you next time.